Beth. Hello. I am the creator of the Busy Baby mat and the president of this company. I grew up the daughter of an entrepreneur, and I've wanted to be an entrepreneur my entire life. I just never really knew what that one thing was I was passionate enough about to start a business. So I ended up going to school, joining the Army, traveled around the world for about 10 years, came back to Mankato, finished school, and I've been working a corporate job until last year. I turned 40 and I had my first child. Problem solver by nature, I encountered something that I think all parents deal with when you have a baby and you take them out to eat, and I found a solution for it. So you might recognize this restaurant scene if you've ever gone out to eat with an infant or a toddler. They're constantly reaching for things they shouldn't have. They're throwing their toys on the floor. You give it back, they just throw it again. It's a constant distraction when you're trying to have a meal and talk with your friends or your family. And it's just kind of gross too, the germs. Babies by nature want to put everything in their mouth. That's how they learn about the world around them. So if you've taken something off the ground, give it back to them. Kind of icky. So here's the solution that I came up with. It's the Busy Baby mat. It is a silicone placemat that has suction cups on the bottom, and then it allows you to tether toys to the mat. So now when baby drops or throws things, they stay right there within arm's reach. We do have a patent filed for this, and it's got a lot of benefits. It can actually go beyond the tabletop as well. You can use it in the bathtub, stick it on the bathtub wall and keep baby in place so they're not squirming around so much. My son took a tumble reaching for some toys and inhaled a bunch of water, and I got really nervous about, the dry drowning, and of course I read too much on Google and didn't sleep that night. So the bathtub's a great place to use the mat as well. He also used it on the sliding glass door when he was practicing standing. It kept him occupied and in one place. So it really is great, and it rolls up nice and fits into a little sleeve that fits in almost every purse or diaper bag. The market for this product is pretty huge. There's 4 million babies born every year in the US. So if we say every baby's got 2 parents, that's 8 million parents, 16 million grandparents, give or take 20 million aunts and uncles, and then of course all the friends of that family. So potentially 84 million people every year that care about this family and this child that could be interested in this product. The toy industry is 20.7 billion. Just down to infant and toddler stuff is about 3.24 billion. Barriers to entry are medium. It's really hard to establish your brand in this industry and be unique. And it's also incredibly hard to protect your intellectual property. We'll get our patent, we'll get knocked off. I probably won't be able to afford to defend the patent, but at least we've got it. Our customer, my target market is parents like me, first-time parents that are 30 years old or older. Studies are showing that more and more families are waiting until later in life to have kids, and they're focusing on their careers. Older parents with established careers tend to have a little bit more disposable income to do things like go out to eat and buy things for baby that you don't necessarily need, but are really nice to have. The generation having babies now is always looking for cleverness and ways to make things a little easier, less stressful. And of course, we mentioned the germs on the floor and babies putting things in their mouth. Every parent, I think, wants to make sure they do the best to keep their child healthy and safe. So here's my path to commercialization. Here's where I'm at. I need money. I started this journey about a year ago, cutting and gluing things together at home. I actually brought my first prototype with me. Sorry there. This is a silicone placemat that you use to put your dog or cat's food dishes in so they don't slip and slide. So I cut it to a size that I thought would be good. I glued suction cups to the bottom. I started experimenting with ways to connect toys. And I found out through my process that there are safety standards. These tethers can only be 12 inches long under 5 pounds of pressure. So we don't want to risk babies getting themselves in a predicament. So the developed tethers we have can only be this long. So I've completed product development now. That started with the professional product development was in March. That's when I started that. We're now complete. We're ready to manufacture. My product developers have a second office in China, and same with Enduramark. I would love to do this in the US. I would love to do it in Minnesota, especially being a veteran. I'm very proud of my country, and this would be amazing to do here, but it is literally 10 times more expensive. So we're going to start in China where we can afford to do it, and then hopefully we can bring it to the US down the road. So we are ready to manufacture. We have people on the ground in China. We're working with the manufacturing plant there to start tooling. As soon as we raise enough money to pay for that first production run, because they do have very high minimum runs, 5,000 units of each item, we will start the manufacturing. I am currently, right now, in this stage, running a live Kickstarter campaign. So if you don't know what Kickstarter is, it's a way to do some crowdfunding. So a little bit, kind of like you guys do here with 1Million Cups, if everybody does a little bit, you can accomplish something big. So if everybody goes on to Kickstarter.com and pre-orders the mats, essentially, contributing to my project, if I reach my financial goal at the end, I'll be able to have that money to go to manufacturing. If I don't reach my goal, no one gets charged and no one gets a baby mat, and we start over trying to figure out where to get the money. I was looking to go to New York in February and present at the Toy Association's Toy Fair. I'm now starting to question if I should do that or not. It is a breeding grounds for stealing ideas, and it might not be the best at this point because I have nothing to sell yet. But I'm at least going to get some product manufactured that I can sell. So here's the competition. When I first had my experience after my son was born, going out to lunch with some girlfriends and their babies, and the girls were a huge distraction, throwing everything on the floor, I went home that night and tried to find something to buy, and I couldn't find it, so that's why I created the mat. But here's what I did find. There's these really awesome little placemats with built-in bowls, and they have a great design that it self-suctions to the surface without suction cups or anything. But that's all it does. It keeps them from throwing their bowls, and it doesn't take long for the kids to figure out how to peel that mat up from the edge and just throw the whole thing. Then these little these placemats in the middle are really great. They have suction cups, but all they do is prevent germs. They give you a clean surface for baby, but there's no way to attach toys, there's nowhere to put the food other than just laying it on there. And then this little product is an apple, and when you fold the top up, inside are some tethers. And the base of it is a suction cup. So that seems pretty slick, but because those tethers are stiff, as soon as baby can pull on it, it breaks the suction to the table and the whole thing goes to the ground. So I kind of took the best parts of these and incorporated them into my mat. So my tethers have this little squiggle flex design. So that's so when the baby pulls, it doesn't just immediately pull on the mat. It gives it a little bit of flex. Here's my guy in the bathtub and against the wall. And then I also designed little salt and pepper shaped teethers to go with the kit. As far as marketing, I am working really, really hard right now with this live Kickstarter to market my brains out. I've gotten one article in a huge website for baby stuff, romper.com. They called my invention genius in this article, which felt pretty good. I'm doing a lot of Facebook targeted ads on Facebook and Instagram. I've got some mommy blogs putting stuff out there for me. My local news in Rochester did a story. Bunker Labs, an organization I'm a part of that helps veteran entrepreneurs on their journey, has just posted something today, which is really amazing. So I'm just working really hard right now to get everything out there, make people aware of this product, and hopefully pre-order it. As for sales, right now we have the Kickstarter going. Once Kickstarter is over, I will open up my website to pre-sales. So right now the site is just more informational. It's not set up to take any kind of orders, and it could use a lot of work, but it's got the information there for now. ABC Toy Zone, which is in Chanhassen and also in Rochester, is going to put some product on their shelves for me and feature me as a local inventor. And then I'm working with another mentor to get this on Amazon once I have product to sell as well. And then just a quick little peek at the numbers. With packaging, shipping, everything, what I'm calling the restaurant kit, which is a mat, 2 tethers, salt and pepper shaker, it's going to cost about $8.33 to produce, and we'll sell it for $25. So there's a pretty good margin there. Oh, got some animation I didn't need in there. So this is kind of the capital needs I have left. A lot of money yet to get this thing manufactured, and it's actually probably going to be more than that because I decided to run with 2 sizes of the mat, so we're going to double this number. That's what I'm working towards right now, is raising the money to get this thing manufactured. And then my vision for the future. So we've got first to just get this base product out. We got 2 sizes of the mats, some tethers, salt and pepper shakers. Once we get that online and in stores, I'm going to try and market the whole set to restaurants. I think this would be really great to have in your local Perkins and Applebee's. You come in with your child, you get the high chair, you get a little mat. We could brand them with the restaurant information. And then I want to expand the product line. So we can start incorporating LED lights for some visual stimulation. Additional accessories that I can't wait to get started on are utensils. So we can plug in a tether with a fork or a spoon or a spork, which also would be really well for people with mobility disabilities. So even not just kids, but people with Parkinson's or any other kind of issue where they're dropping things and it's kind of would be slick to have things stay within reach. And then the other great thing about silicone is that you can color on it with dry erase markers. So maybe I could partner with Enduramark to create markers that will tether to the mat. So this is, we can touch and feel after, but this is my small mat. Suction cups on the bottom. And then we've got a couple different tethers. You basically stick the tether through an item or around an item, push the ball through the appropriate hole as far as sizing. Then you take the other ball in and press it into any one of these holes on the mat. And then the toys don't go anywhere. An additional product I developed in the very last minute after testing these prototypes is a tether that suctions, and it can suction really well to the mat or to a table or anything independently. The need for this came because the mat works great for toys, works great for food, but it doesn't work great for sippy cups. So the moms that have tested this say if you just had a way for the sippy cup, the problem is when you, because of the length restriction, when you attach a sippy cup to this tether, it's really hard for a baby to get it to their mouth. It's just too far away. So by attaching a sippy cup to this tether, suctioning it right to the middle, it's right there for baby and they still can't throw it. Okay. Oops. So that's all I have. My ask is to please check out Kickstarter.com. Please share it on all of your social media with anybody you know. This Kickstarter is really critical for me to raise the money I need to get to the next steps. Question?